Alright, I got a pipe lighter here. JJJ lighter, triple J lighter. Out of Japan. It's a vintage lighter. Gonna work on it. I got a little time to get it done before my wife gets in here. Starts harping on me to get something else done. Alright, there's butane in it. And let's see here. Okay. We got a plug valve system. Okay. Let's get going on her. Looks like a brand new lighter. So we want to take care of it. Try not to scratch it or anything. As best as possible. Okay. I've worked on one of these, but it's been a while. So I thought I better get a video going on it. See what we got here. All right. I can't remember whether I got to take this off. There's a screw underneath there or not. I can't remember. Work on something, then you don't work on another one for 5 years. I don't have a diagram, so okay, there's that. Yeah, I had to take that off. I remember that now. I had to take that off because that helps hold that in. I believe, okay, just a second here. I believe that was right. Just a second here, guys. I'm gonna go off camera here for a second to get close to my eyes there. All right, there's that. I'm gonna try to keep this in frame. For some reason, my monitor isn't wanting to work right. Okay. Well, let's see here. There's that. There's that. Okay. I might want to come out a little bit. Make sure I get this whole thing into view here. Because knowing me, I'm going to get out of I'm going to get out of out of frame here. There's that. That needs to be cleaned up. Usually, guys, you got, look at this. This is basically a brand new lighter, and it just, plugged up. Dirty. It can be brand new in the box. Guys, it's been sitting a while with any kind of butane in it at all, especially that old stuff. It's just going to be, yeah, I gotta get down there. It's just going to be plugged up. See that? That's just all there is to it. There's no way around it. You're going to have to take it apart and clean it up. That there junk is what I dug around the corner of it. Still see a little black ring around the inside. You still want to get that cleaned out of there. Don't, even though the center's holes unplugged and everything, don't just leave it. Don't leave anything in there when you clean these out. Don't leave anything at all. The reason I say that is because then it gets back in there and plugs that hole up, gets loose for some reason, plugs that hole up, then you got a problem. You got to take it apart and redo it again. So that's why I'm a firm believer in doing it right the first time. That's perfect. I don't know if you can see that. get that over there right. See how clean that is? Alright. That's good. Now you gotta measure the bottom of this. It's like 2. And let's measure this. Like 2. Okay, so we got a 2mm sponge we need. This looks like 2. That's 2 right there. So I need to get a sponge out of here. I'm going to use this one here, this black one. And I'm going to have to cut it down so it'll fit inside there, because these are like 2.5. You can see the difference in diameter between that and that there washer there. All right. Try to center this as best I can. I think that'll work. Okay. There's that. So what we'll do with that is stick this in there. Okay, we're good there. I want to check out this rubber on here, because these are flat washers. I'm going to replace it anyway, because it is old. .36. Get off of there. 3.36. Yep, I'm guessing at it. 3.36. 26. 26. 3. We're going to go ahead and use a 3 on here. 3mm OD with a 8mm 0.8 cord size. That's good there. I'm going to pull a little bit of, let's see, how deep is that? Yeah. I'm going to pull a little bit of that wick up. Cotton in the tank, I should say. Actually, I'm just going to take a little bit of this. And stick it in here. should be a little wick of some sort on the bottom of this, in my opinion. Might have worked without it, but you know what? Let's just do it right and make sure it works when we get it together. All right. You know, that ain't on there right. I got it. That ain't on there right. Oh boy. I'm just gonna break that off, put another one on. Four. Right here. 4.1. Let me see here. What we got? 3.49. 3.49. I'm gonna do 3.6. I think that's probably. Need to slow down. Because I'm going to be dropping everything on the floor. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'll leave that in there where it is anyway. Yeah, that'll seal okay. That'll seal okay. There's that. this one here. That'll work. This? What in the freaking world is this? Oh boy. You've got to be freaking kidding me. This is a newer valve I've never seen in my life. Well, isn't that something? That's going to sit like that. I guess this spring is going to go around that. Let me look. Yeah, isn't that something? I've never seen a valve like that. I'm going to focus down on here and show you this. I'm going to bring this up to the camera here. Look at that. There's a seal in there. All right. This part right here. See what's going on? The hole's in here in the middle of the tube here. Gas comes out here. That's what you got. Let me put this together for you. Okay, you got that. And you got this. See this? That little cup fits right over that like that. And of course, when you put this back on, your spring's going to fit over that cup. So, that's the first time for you seeing it, and the first time for me. Now, let's see if I can get that washer out of there. Because that washer's, boy, isn't that something? That washer's hard. The washer's hard, but the little bitty, wow. This is gonna come out in pieces, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how hard that is. See that? See the pieces on my fingernail there? Well, let me zoom back out. Okay. Well, I have to get a ballpark idea. 4 point. A little over 4. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the 1mm cord size on that, a little over 4. Well, yeah, that's going to be I'm going to have to do something different here. Oh, no, where'd that come from? C2 3.15. Yeah, I'll put that in here. .57. Now, if any one of these is going to work, it'll be this one. Yeah. 3/64. It's because it's got a smaller inner diameter than the ones in this here. We'll see. We'll just have to experiment here and see what we got. This has got to go down in between around that, which it does. So that's a good seal there. This is going to be let me get that pushed down in there. Well, that's hard to get in that hole. There we go. There we go. Yep. Now, let's see what we got here. You know, this isn't a flat washer, but okay, that's not going to work. I got to get something a little bit bigger. It's wanting to come off of there. All right. Let's try this one. It might be what I need. That's too big. Let's try this 1.8. Well, that ain't gonna do it. Let me try this one. I got to make sure that that seals around there. And it doesn't. Let's see if this one does. Yeah. That one does. Okay. I don't, yeah. All right, get in there. I won't know if that's right until, I won't know if that's right until I can try it out, guys. I'm not liking that at all. There we go. All right. A little bit small. I'm using a 0.8 cord size on that. Yeah, that's better. Now let's see what we got on this here. Alright, so we need a 2 2.13, 2.14. Okay, 2.14. Now I'm going to try an 8, 2.14. I'm going to try this. It says 2.14. This is a 2.4 OD. But I'm going to stretch that out a little bit, so it should do it. That could be a little bit too much. I think it is. Let me try screwing this in there. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. That's a little too much. You should pop them off and throw them away, but with all this tariff situation going on with China, those packages under $800 are still getting charged now, so save them all back until they get that stuff sorted out. Okay, let's go with a 2.14. There's a 3. Let's see, 2.7. And a 2 point. I'm thinking this might be it right here. 2 OD by 7. That's you bet the inner diameter's a little bit. Well, that might not. That ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. What am I looking at there? That's 7. Okay. Let's go up here. I don't know what's in here. Got so many O-rings sitting around here, I can't keep track. That's 3.2. Yeah. Point 2 point. Yeah. Two 2.3 or something. 2.3. Let's try this 2.6. Let's try this 2.6 doubled up. That might be okay. Let's see here. Yeah, that'll work. It will work. Yeah, this little washer, I gotta get the sponge off of that. The old sponge. Okay. Okay, there's that, so I'll hold that there. Alright. Now I gotta get... Just a second here, I gotta take this razor blade and get down into here. Try to get that off. That's what I found the best way is get a razor blade down in here. You can see by doing that, hold on here, by doing that, I can open that up just a little bit. Okay, so now the idea was to get it opened up just a little bit where I can get something real thin like this in there. There we go. The inside's good on that. The only thing I gotta do is replace this. Replace the stopper. Well, that's a small one. Ooh. Honey, I'm videotaping right now. Come here. I'm videotaping right now. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let's see what I got here. I don't know which one that's going to need, but it's a small one, whatever it is. Let's see. 1.39. Well, this is a 1.5. Let's See if this will work. That's perfect. That is going to be perfect. 1.5 by 1 millimeter. This many guys, I gotta close my door. All right, there's that. Now, usually these little rubbers right above, they don't really see much of any damage at all. If it's pliable, I leave them on. It's good and pliable. And all they do is when the spring pushes up, it just seals off this crevice right around here, okay? So we're good there. Let's get the spring back on here. Be careful when you handle them springs. I don't recommend trying to pick them up with your fingers either. Use a magnetic something, because if you could squeeze them a little bit and they jump out of your fingers, you're going to have a hard time finding it. That happened, I don't know how many times. Take my advice. When it comes to that, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me put this on a hard spot while I press down with my tweezers to seal off at. There we go. We're good. We got a new stopper. All right, we got a washer in there. Now the only thing we got to do now, put some gas in there. See here. Let's turn that off. Make sure that. All right. There, we're good. That's good there. Okay. All right. There we go. Check the stopper out. Perfect. We're good. Okay, now I'm turning it off, as I'm going to check out. Make sure we don't have any leaks in that filler valve. Got a whole right. I got alcohol on this whole surface right here, so if there's any leaks at all, you might get one out of that center pin. There's a micro bubble right there. There's a micro bubble. Huh? All right, let's see what we got here. Tighten that a little more. Got a micro bubble right there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me show you. See it right there on that notch? That's what you got to keep an eye out for. You don't want any leaks whatsoever. Not even a small one. Because I don't want you to have to send your lighter back to me to work on it again. Now, see what happens now. If that doesn't work, don't snug them down, guys. You don't want to tighten an O-ring any more than you absolutely have to. That's why, that's why I do it like that. See how that is? That's how you can tell when the lighter's full. You get that liquid butane poured out like that. Now, we're good there. I'm going to check it one more time. We're good. All right. Now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to immerse it. In here. Just make sure that I don't have any odd leaks like out of solder joints or anything like that. I don't see anything. We're good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What we got on here is just a little bit of flint dust. Other than that, everything's good. A little bit of flint dust on that. A little bit on this. And I think that's pretty much it. Unless there's a little bit here. Not really much. This is basically a brand new lighter here, guys. It's a nice one too. You know, these are what you so-called the cheaper end, but it's a quality product. You got a tank like this, guys, and everything's sealed and working properly, you got an excellent lighter. That's just all there is to it. Now this here little casing, it's kind of the cheapest part of the whole thing, but nevertheless, let me get that out because I forgot to clean this out too. vent housing in there. You know, get some of the residue off of that. There we go. Alright. Alright, we got that there. Now we need to put this in. Nope. Yeah, I forgot something. I can't go up all the way before I put that flame adjustment in. I got to put that in before I get ahead of myself here. There we go. All right. Get in there. That tank gotta go up there more. I gotta see what's holding it back here, guys. Just a second here. Oh, okay. Just okay. We was right. We're okay. I was just expecting that roller to slip in there. And this particular model, it doesn't do that. All right, now let's. All right, let's just get this. Let's get this in there. Should go up a little more though. Okay, there's that. And we're got to keep that way. That way we can put this on. What this does here, guys, is keeps your pipe flame at the right angle. that. That's good there. Let me double check clearance on this. Yeah. Okay, we're good there. I usually am. We'll do it on this one too. Okay. I usually put an O-ring on these guys. You say, well, why is that? I'll tell you why. You know, you always want to keep your filler valve cap on your lighter, but you don't want to really snug it down with like like a screwdriver. This way you can snug it down with your fingernail, okay? But you can still, and it won't vibrate off, okay? And you can unloosen it and do it with your fingernail. If you just leave it in there just tight enough with your fingernail with no O-ring, it stands a good chance of it coming out, you know, whatever, then when you least expect it, then dropping it somewhere and never finding it. So that O-ring saves you a little bit of a heartache there, if you will. And I'll tell you another thing too. You see this right here? This platform? This platform here. Look at this. See this platform? Very little wear on it. This thing had a lot of use on it. That chrome plating would be wore off and you'd see brass underneath there. You just see a little bit of brass. Another good thing is too, see this? This is metal. That'll last for a long time. I've seen lighters that are, I've seen $100 lighters with plastic ones in, and I couldn't freaking believe it. You know, what I usually do on them too is, you know, I like to put a little bit of my Silglide on there, which is, it's a silicone lubricant. I just like to put it on the very top of this right here. All right. That just helps that mechanism run a little bit smoother. That's all it's about, just run a little bit smoother. You know, that ain't up there where it should be. Hold on a second here. There we go, that's a little better. Alright, because that's kind of a tight fit. Alright, let's put this on. pushing that down still a little bit, but you know, I'll get it up. We'll get it up. You'll get in there. Inside that brass is that brass flint chambers want to come down a little bit. Just enough to throw me off. I'll have to just get it in there. Tell you what might help. I know it will help taking this out. I think that'll help. Maybe a little bit. Hopefully. Because I'm going to put a rod in there. I'm going to hold that up. Put it right this. Where you at here? What did I do with you? There you are. Might be able to get you in now. Awkward position here. Okay. Let's unscrew this a little bit. See if that gives me any room. That might do it. Do it this way. We'll stick this in. Just that little bitty. There we go. Let's try that. Let's try that now. Believe that. Close. 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 I gotta do this flame adjustment. Okay. I would say that that's probably low right there. And that's more than you'll ever need. Yeah, shut-off mechanism ain't opening up till about right there. That's it, guys. A JJJ pipe lighter.